Romancing the Dungeon is a softcore D&D podcast about heroes navigating their daily lives while looking for love in a world full of peril, monsters, and heartbreakers. This show is intended for mature audiences, as it contains adult themes, the best kind, but not the softcore thirst. Oh, what's the point? Content warnings for specific episodes can be found in the episode description. So, my bad, but I didn't listen to the last episode. Could somebody catch me up?
We don't have much time left in the city. I'm going to get us out of here. Somebody is coming to help. They're going to take us away from here. Julia Locotus, I'm a friend of your mother's. How much of what your mother has planned has she told you?
I don't know what we're doing.
Typical Una.
I wouldn't know. I barely know her.
I think you're a very smart young woman, Fia. Only a fool would trust Una Isidrum. I am worried about the exhaustion. I may have something for that. There is a white flower, one petal on the tip of your tongue. I'd keep this between us.
Hello? Are you lonely? Are you miserable? I don't even know if there's anything going through. There's just so much interference. God damn that straight kill network.
Dust descends. Darkness deepens. Your destiny, dread, and demise draws near. What matters to you most in this life?
My friends are safe. And my brother is safe.
Fia, you were jostled awake as the carriage comes to a stop. Una kind of pulls you with her as she moves out of the dark carriage. And when the door opens, you do see a rather obfuscated figure, but you can see his Harangan ears just sort of half poking out from the hood, but wearing a mask to try and kind of cover not only his face but the smell from within the carriage. He steps aside as Una clambers out. She reaches for you, and the biting cold whips and stings and lashes into you. You can see in the distance, a couple of miles away, the walls of Galeshire City. You can see the palace atop the hill. You can see the smoke pluming out of the chimney tops in Glenborough, Yarnborough, and across the city. It's closer to dusk. It's closer to night time now. And the sky overhead, as I said earlier on, it had been quite a grey, dark day. Now night is creeping in. And as you hop out of the carriage and Una kind of half holds you up, you immediately feel the snow and the water and the muck seep into your shoes, and that cold just sort of bites into you.
So we're going up the mountains, is it? That's the opposite direction from where we entered?
Yes. So you and the gang would have come in from the southern entrance of Galeshire and the south wall gates. You've come out the other side, and as you kind of get a better sense or lay of the land, you are on a small slip road. You can see behind you, kind of as you kind of turn, swallowed in the clouds, just these huge snow-covered mountains.
Okay.
The peaks aren't visible. They're just smothered in heavy, fat, black and grey clouds. Nearby, you can hear the rolling thunder of the Dragon's Tear waterfalls, some way in the distance, but even hear that cascading sound reaches. The figure, the Harangan man, shuts the door, latches it closed, and hops back up onto the carriage and turns it away from you and Una. She has now kind of wrapped an arm around you. We don't have far to go, Fia, but I'm going to need you to move, and we're going to need to move quickly. We won't last out here in this.
Fia, I nod my head at her, and I take the support that she's given me right now. I kind of lean on her.
I promise you, we're going somewhere safe. You'll have a chance to rest. I just need you to push through this a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Kind of her arm is wrapped around you, and it's that thing of like,
I say it's almost feels like it's nearly under my ribs.
Yes,
the way that she's kind of
that kind of thing.
Up.
She's holding you up, but she's also kind of holding you into her, and you do feel kind of the warmth off her, but you can also feel her shivering as well. She's wearing the same thing you are, or close to it, and you do feel that sort of coldness just seeping in very, very quickly. The numb pain you had felt had passed. The discomfort from where you were lying and the jostling of the carriage and stuff like that meant you never got quite comfortable and never enough to kind of relax or rest. But between the smell of the poultice, that strong sort of medicinal aniseed smell still kind of lingering, but the stench from the carriage, all of it is sort of masked now by just the cold, and just that sort of that as you kind of inhale the pain from trying to breathe through your nose and pull all that in hurts.
I still have the pouch, so I do hold it back up to my nose again. To kind of take my focus away from the cold in it, to use it just to put my focus back in on something else.
Yeah, I you know what? I mean, I'm not going to give you inspiration, but I will let you stave off giving me a Constitution saving throw, because as I described, there is kind of a warmth. It's not actually warm, but there's a comfort to it, and that does let you kind of push through. You feel your steps are heavy. The snow here, the road is blanketed, but it's not deep enough that you are sort of trundling through it. But even that, the wetness is sort of seeping into your clothes. There's a stiffness in your muscles and your bones. And even with Una kind of carrying you, it's a lot.
Yeah, I'd say it's a case of because it is the first proper time that I'm moving. I can feel every sinew as it's starting this process again that it has not done for so long. You
can, as you're kind of looking around, and you just see kind of the road, snow-covered fields. You seem to be kind of going up a hill, and you can see just a wave of fog or whatever, or a cloud just sort of swirling and broiling in the distance. And as your eyes kind of adjust, and first you're like, it's just maybe it was stars. You actually see kind of a flickering of light, and Una kind of hoisting you up and kind of leading you up this hill. Just think of warm, soft bed, a hot bath, a warm meal, some spiced mead. Just think warm thoughts.
The first thought that pops into Fia's head when she hears warm bath is when she first met AJ.
When that memory comes to mind, you see yourself skulking low and almost wrapped in shadows, twisting and coiling your way into the cave. You see the cauldron and the steam emanating out of it. You see the unconscious, muscular and lean physique of AJ sort of half floating, half sunk in it. The fragrances, and you're like, fragrances, it was lavender, but maybe giants love lavender.
Awesome stew
But
ingredients.
you take it all in, and as you almost kind of lose yourself in that memory, and that and you can kind of feel and you even kind of feel your cheeks flush a little bit, kind of as the half naked form of AJ kind of comes to vision. In the memory, somebody moves through it. A shadow moves through it.
No, don't do that. Oh, I see the shadow and I'm like, no, get out. Like in my head, I'm just like, get out. It's like, no, just focus. Like, no, this is lovely. Go away.
Does he matter to you?
Yes.
What, sweetie?
What?
You were mumbling to yourself.
Sorry, it's cold.
I know. We're almost there. You just need to push through a little bit, okay?
Okay. I tried to go back to that memory, but in a way now for me it feels like it's locked. It's kind of lost that initial sense that it gave me, the glow. I'm like, no, I can't. I want to get back to the end point of it, and I don't. You know, when you have a dream and it's like it's a really good dream, and then you like fall out of it in the middle of your sleep. Like, no, I want to get back to it, but it's like I have to go back all the way back to the start, and it's not going to be the same trying to replay it again in my head. It's very much like that kind of feeling right now.
Yeah, it's not. The memory's still there. It's not gone, but it's not giving the same sort of warm glow that you were getting from it.
Yeah.
The slog up this hill, and a couple of times you do almost kind of lose your balance, but Una has her wits about her, and every time she kind of feels you sort of slip or just the weight of your body, she kind of shifts hers and she keeps you going for what feels like an hour, battling against the elements. And it is just the wind. Thankfully there isn't any snow, there isn't a storm. It is just the wind kind of whipping and slapping against you. It's more just the kind of the coldness is the big issue. You've clambered up to the top of this hill, and you can now kind of see those lights are a good bit closer. And you do see kind of fixed or set or carved or built into this outcropping of the mountain itself, a rather large kind of 2-story building. There's a couple of lights on, and you see them kind of flickering inside, like candles or torches, sconces, whatever it might be, kind of flickering away inside. There's 2 burning outside that kind of direct you toward. Weirdly enough, up here, it feels a little warmer. And you see, give me what's your passive perception?
20.
What did I even ask? I don't know. Why do I get you to roll perception checks? A little way further down this path, and this is the path. You don't see snow. The snow it's not there at all. The path is definitely wet and mucky, but you can clearly see green tufts of grass. You can even see some kind of flowers. And as you kind of fix, and Una kind of like kind of shuffles you a small bit, she looks back over her shoulder, and as she sort of turns you, in the distance, you just see the lights of Galeshire City.
These little, almost twinkling away like stars.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little bit of sadness that kind of creeps into Fia as she realizes every step is getting further and further away from her friends. But with that as well comes almost a bit of relief, because she knows that they would have tried something stupid, and then their lives...
And they did.
Well, not that she knows, but in a way, then their lives would have been ruined if they had succeeded. So she's glad that they're also far away from her right now.
Una just sort of not letting you go, but sort of like, because it's not going to be, it's just a short little walk towards this building. She kind of takes your arm in hers and she takes kind of a deep breath. So the Thwistleback sisters are very, very charming. And just say no thank you to a lot of what they're going to offer you.
Oh, okay. She's kind of, I don't know if Una picks up on it, but she's kind of half distracted by the lights of Galeshire as well.
Come on.
And a little bit reluctantly then she follows.
Yeah, and it is a thing I think maybe even Una has to kind of like physically turn
give her a little pull. Yeah.
As she kind of leads you towards this house, aside from the kind of the air feeling a little bit warmer, you hear rushing water. And there's actually quite a strong smell as well. It's earthy,
kind of sulfuric maybe,
a hint of sulfur, but it's being masked.
Okay.
And again, it's sort of you can clear. Do you know when there's a bad smell? Okay, and sulfur has quite a strong. So I won't say sulfur has a bad smell, but sulfur has quite a strong smell.
Yeah.
You know when you take a bad smell and you try and like, I'll just mask it.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to put some eucalyptus on this.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's a little bit of eucalyptus, a little bit of sandalwood, a hell of a lot of rose. It's very perfumed.
Yeah.
Sort of fragrance in the air as well.
But that kind of eggy undertone is kind of still crystal.
It's still there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of noxious because of all the other perfumes that are kind of added to it.
I don't know if that makes Fia sway a little bit because it probably gets into her head straight away.
As I was saying, the building itself is sort of carved into the mountain.
Yeah.
But the front of the building has sort of a clay and sandstone front, which is stark against the harsh, black, jagged granite of the mountain itself. And you do see that it looks, again, you might have seen this in a book, maybe, yeah, and it's something of, maybe I did, maybe I don't. It looks like something you might see in, even in like a holiday brochure for like the Northern Vijzajian Empire. It's that sort of style. Yeah,
kind of like trying to entice like customers and guests and all that kind of stuff, making it very otherworldly. It's like trip of a lifetime kind of style.
Yes, and they just ripped it off of The Next Kingdom.
Yeah.
There are a couple of hanging baskets. There's just kind of like sprawling kind of ivy, a few sort of soft pink and blue flowers kind of tufted into it. As you approach, and there are just these two heavy ash doors, and you can see stained glass, and it's sort of a motif of pools. It's meant to like maybe represent steam. There's a dragon breathing fire, and there's a lot of people. It's odd. If you didn't know this was a bathhouse, it looks like these people are being boiled alive by a dragon breathing fire into a hot pool. They look... Again, it's that...
Someone tried to carve it to make it look like people are like bouncing up and down with joy.
Yeah, but it looks like help us. Yeah, it could be me easily, and it has been easily misinterpreted in the past. But as you kind of approach, you do see that pinned with quite a heavy nail into the door is a sign saying closed for business.
I look at Una kind of... What?
So it will make sense in a moment. And she just kind of raps on the the door.
Okay.
There's just silence beyond it. There's a kind of a rattling, like as if someone has knocked on something.
We're closed. We're closed. There's been a death in the family. Yeah. Who's dead? Somebody dead. No, Cece, I'm just lying. Oh, so many dead people. Oh, we're in mourning for at least.
Fia looks back at the picture of the drawing and she's like, oh God, what have I walked into?
A week. It'll be a week. Oh, we're so besotted with grief. I'll need at least.
And then Una just, Cece, it's Una.
Una who?
Is Burbage, and her eyes look at you.
I'm kind of curious, actually, her using the name Burbage.
Oh, Una, it is yourself. Oh, gosh. Nobody's dead. Hang on, we'll get the door.
And there is sort of a scrambling from beyond well, you can't see it, but the pair of them are fighting each other to try and get to the door. There's a heavy thud of wood as a lat gets lifted out of place and then kind of gingerly put down to one side. There's quite a mechanical cluck sound as a lock is unlocked and the door swings open. Remember that perfumed, noxious smell?
I get walloped to it, don't I?
You do. If I wanted to be really extra about it, I'd make you take a D4 of poison. But there is just this, there's a heat comes rushing out with it, and sort of sailing violently on it are it's just this maelstrom of scents that just sort of spill out. And as the door opens, whatever seal they have here, there's a moment where the heat kind of escapes and you can kind of even see steam rising up out of the building. And then it stops. And you lock on two dwarven women, definitely in their latter years, dressed identically. Both are wearing two very heavy sort of overcoats that are embroidered and bejeweled. It looks, the overcoat looks almost like a smock, almost, like what you'd see kind of, a clinician might wear at a spa. One of them, but heavier.
Heavier, obviously because the jewel's dragging it down and nearly
but also
the fabric.
The material as well. It's not that sort of that light and breezy fabric that you would expect somebody to wear. This is, it's not wool, but it's
close enough.
But close enough.
Okay.
Whereas that would probably be something like what?
Like cotton or something. Like I like cotton.
This is, it's sort of a dark teal.
Ooh.
The embroidery is this ruby red, and it kind of goes along the collar, down the arms, around the cuffs, around the trim. Both are wearing kind of very heavy pants as well underneath it, and boots, thick, heavy boots. Just these mound of brown curls escapes out of two very large woolen beanies that they both wear.
Cute.
But stitched or crocheted into one of the beanies is an S, and then the other is a C. And it's the only way to tell Sissy and CC apart. And they've had to do that because they are
completely
identical.
Okay.
Very, very large, thick brown eyebrows, quite soft features for their mannerisms and their gait, because they're quite brawny, short women.
They've quite welcoming faces.
Very. And very, very soft. Very well taken care of. It's not... it's clear via looking at them that both of these women have a skin regime and a face regime and a hand regime. They take care of themselves. Over the shawl, you see that both are wearing kind of leather harness, a leather belt, with various sort of bags and compartments hanging off of it. And they jangle and jostle sort of as they maneuver, and they both kind of half shove each other out of the door.
Cute.
Yeah, the pair have they're jostling each other to kind of be in front, even though they're both, and as much as they've opened the door, they haven't actually welcomed you in. And there is a kind of you see it, a flash across both their faces as they both kind of go, oh, you're most welcome to Bed Bath and Beholder. I'm Cece, this is Sissy, and they gesture for you and Una to follow in. And when you do, they close the door. You find yourself in kind of a lobby area, and you see loads of different kind of passageways on the west and eastern walls. There's a little desk, and there's a fire burning towards the kind of the back of the room. There's a staircase leading up that sort of just vanishes into the ceiling. There's lots of plush carpets, rugs, chairs, cushions, all sort of placed haphazardly around the lobby. The pair sort of drift into the room, both kind of like picking at each other as they do, and they turn back. Oh, Una, it's so good to see you again, and you've brought your sister? And Una just kind of looks at you and just kind of like makes eyes. No, Cece, this is my daughter, Fia Burbage. Fia, you're probably too young to remember. Your father and I used to, and she kind of gestures around the room, looking for some of maybe the antiques that they would have sold to the sisters. We would have had trade with both Sissy and Cece Thwistleback.
Did I meet them before?
Oh, you were... oh, Fia! Oh, God, weren't you the one that fell into one of the bathing pools and we didn't know for ages?
What?
And they're both elbowing each other, and Una is like, no, that wasn't Fia. You would have been very small, Fia.
Oh, like we came here?
Well, we stopped by here. The sisters have an eye for an antique.
I really, really don't remember. I never thought I was up near Galeshire before.
Oh, you were probably still a baby, sweetheart. That's all.
Yeah. Nice to see you again. I'm sorry I don't remember you both, but it's really nice to meet you again.
This is why I don't like babies. And they're both kind of agreeing with each other. They're very rude when they grow up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now, the both of you look like you've caught your and again, it's that thing of they look at each other and they look at what you're wearing. Hardly attire for going out in this weather, climbing the mountain. And Una just kind of nods. Exactly, Cece. And that's why I asked if you wouldn't mind arranging. Oh, no, all taken care of. Everything you've asked for, Una, is up in your room. We have your favorite spot picked out as always. Maybe the, your little one, maybe she could do with a soak.
A soak sounds really good, actually.
Grant. And maybe you want some open blue cap mushrooms with a little bit of goat's cheese as well. And Una starts elbowing you.
That sounds really nice. Thank you.
And then Una just fixes her eyes. Okay. Sissy, why don't you take Fia to one of the pools, and I'm just going to check on our room. Remember to say no thank you.
Okay.
And Una just sort of skirts away, and kind of you see her kind of heading up the stairs as the two dwarven women descend upon you. Now, where did you say you were from again?
From Tezrab.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Una had mentioned, all right then, that Forrest did actually open up that shop in the end. Mind you, it wouldn't have been hard to get you our address, a bit of a correspondence. We were always looking for a bit of an artifact. Is the shop still there? Is it still going? And they're now kind of guiding you down the hallway.
Yeah, my brother runs it.
Oh, your brother runs it. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the terrible business with your father. Oh, very sorry.
It was sad, but my brother and I managed.
You did. Sure, you had to. Yeah, you did. Very hard now to get over something like that, I suppose.
Losing a parent is quite sad. Yeah.
Tis. Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it took an awful lot out of Una as well, and you've headed down one of the western passageways. You do see these sort of small little alcoves and grooves in the walls where there are little bowls with candles sitting. The heat in here is immense. It's quite nice in comparison to what you've experienced.
I'd say I can start to feel it like seeping in between my joints now at this stage.
That cold perished.
Yeah.
Gone. Even that aching numb you woke up with this morning, thing of the past. There is, but that, again, the entire time you're like, with that smell. I
keep putting it's almost nearly become almost like a comfort in a way now, that little pouch that I got.
And you're taking wafts of that.
Yeah.
There are all these kind of smaller little passageways off this western hallway, and you can hear water running. Now, just gooseberry. I think the gooseberry sissy. Oh yeah, that'll do her wonders, absolute wonders. A little bit of gooseberry. I think probably the hottest pool as well, actually, while we're at it. Say no more. I was thinking the exact same thing. And Cece splinters off, and you see her disappear behind a small door, and there's a clacking of glass, and you hear like the odd thud and crunch, and it sounds like she's operating some heavy machinery behind the door. Sissy leads you down one of these side little passageways. The floor here is actually a little bit wet, and you can actually see kind of moisture seeping in through the rock. That sort of sandstone and clay facade on the outside had been carried into that main chamber and down those small side chambers, but here, off these little annex sort of passageways, you clearly are in the mountain. You're in some part of the mountain, and you can hear the rushing of the water here. And as Sissy kind of guides you, you hear those mechanizations from the room seem to kind of move with you as you hear, and you can kind of hear little valves opening and the odd hiss of steam, and you are led into a kind of a small room that lights up kind of as you come in. Now it's ambient light.
Yes.
You are in what it's like a little rock pool, and you can see kind of steps have been kind of carved down into it, and it's about half full. This is where the light is actually coming from. The stone actually lights up a little bit. You can see a couple of glyphs and runes, all sort of brighten as you approach. And Sissy takes a small little tuning fork from under her smock, and she just kind of taps it against one of the stones, and you hear quite an audible hum, and it just resonates around this space.
Wow.
And it's quite a relaxing sound that just seems to be caught as it reverberates all around. Overhead, that sort of clunking and clanking of metal and pipe, you see a small little hole on the far back wall kind of just open, and a trickle of water first, followed by a spurt, and now there is a stream of piping hot water just sort of meandering and coiling its way like a river would all over the rock into the pool, and immediately steam starts to rise off of it, and there is the strongest smell of berries at first, and then there's a faint smell of aniseed as well, and it is that thing of like as the aroma kind of hits you, you just hear somehow the sounds of Cece's voice sort of rattling and echoing through a pipe. I think she liked a bit of that aniseed stuff. She was huffing it on the hallway the whole way down. So I put a little bit of that in. Good thinking, Cece. Now, you can leave your belongings over here. And she just gestures to a small little alcove, like carved into the rock as well. Do you want those freshened up? Burned?
When she says that, Via thinks of like, she's become very attached to this little pouch. It's almost become like a little crutch. And then she remembers the flower. It's like, no, just leave I'll take care of those, please. No, thank you.
As you wish. There's a little, and she gestures to a small little bell sitting against just sitting on a piece of rock next to the pool. If you need anything, and we'll have those blue cap mushrooms with a little bit of the goat's cheese brought down to you as well. Now, can I get you anything else? Do you want something a little bit sweeter, a little bit of spiced mead? Do you want a little bit of honeycomb?
No, thank you.
Are you sure now? It's absolutely no bother at all whatsoever. I have a lovely bit of venison. It's been cured now for a couple of weeks.
No, thank you.
Potatoes?
No, thank you.
Honey?
No, thank you.
Okay. Fresh towels? Nope, you haven't even used them. Oh, what about? I'm just getting ahead of myself. Sorry, just to run. You'll have to excuse us. We're all about hospitality around here. All right, off you go now. You get yourself ready for the little, and I'll ring the bell. You know, it's right there. And she picks it up. She goes, ling, ling, look, ring, ling, ling, ling. You ring that bell, and either myself or Cece will come running. Well, we'll walk as quick as we possibly can, and we'll get you whatever you need.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, we're going to go check on your mother to see if she needs anything. And she sort of like does that thing where she kind of waits for a moment or two just to see if you change your mind. And then she turns on her heel and heads down the passageway.
So I wait till they're like, the steps are quite far away. And then I turn around and I take in the space by myself for a while. And I take a deep inhale, and then I slowly start taking my things off and being very careful about where I put the pouch and the flower. And I kind of put them under the clothes and just put the clothes gently on top of them. Just these little, I'm very aware of the movements I'm making right now and just taking my time in those little moments before getting into the water and actually finally exhaling.
When you do, it is hot. Like the water is, I mean, it's not boiling, but it's kind of hotter maybe than you had first anticipated. So it is that thing of as you put a foot in, but then you kind of let yourself sort of slide and sink into the rock pool. It has been carved into the mountain itself. The water continues to run down that little sort of carved path out of the rock face that you saw it, but the pool never overflows. It seems to be sort of seeping through somewhere. And as you sort of sink into it and you feel your whole body relax and the smell of gooseberries, that little hint of aniseed, all sort of drifting upwards, you do feel your body just
loosen
entirely.
Yeah.
Like all that tension you were carrying as the heat seeps further in, and you kind of let go of carrying it. You do feel recovered to a point you can take 1 point of exhaustion off.
Max hit points are no longer halved.
Okay. Well, you'll
it'll still be low. Yeah.
They're still at half, but you've now got full HP.
Yeah.
Except there's a better way of explaining that, but you're on half hit points, but you have maximum hit points.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I can go back to my max if I
Yes. Yeah.
if I rest. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Figuratively or literally?
Well, we're about to find out. In this moment, as you feel the weight of the last couple of weeks, just as you're able to put it down, actually, I think it's a better way of maybe going, it hasn't gone away, but as you're lying there and you are sort of half floating, what's going through Fia's mind?
She's trying to not let anything go through her mind right now.
Okay.
Because, like you said, she has been holding and carrying that for so long and using her energy even in a way to hold it back. So she's trying to like just let her mind rest in terms of like if thoughts are coming in, she's trying to, you know, mindfulness, trying to like just let the thought move past her and not give it attention. And really just focusing on like, even just focusing on her body as it is now.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, great.
Or actually, you can insight if you want.
Insight?
Yeah, because...
Okay. 16 or 16.
Okay.
That's my lowest.
You've... Like, it is one of those things as all these different thoughts sort of try and resurface. AJ, no. The king and the assassination, no. Hephaestus, Nate, no. What happened in Galeshire, what happened in Warmnook, what happened in Littlehorn, what happened in Tezrab, what happened in Herb, as all these things sort of bubble up to the surface, you are able to sort of just sort of shove them over onto a pile. It's like, no. I
acknowledge you're there, but I'm not right now.
I'm not dealing with you now. Now it's, and it is the thing, it is your own awareness of yourself and your body that's the thing that you're holding. That's your anchor in this. That's what's keeping all the other things away. But there is a thought that sort of rises and just lingers. It's what Sissy, it's what whichever one of them said. It was the thing. Your father, and Forrest isn't somebody you give a lot of thought to. You don't like to think back on those memories, and for them to come up now. It is that thing of it. It's a little harder to shove that one away, but it does. You're able to kind of just, no, not now, not at this moment, and you do kind of push it to one side along with the rest of those things that kind of come up.
Yeah, and I think especially for Fia, for a bit like insight into her, is like there is a certain detachment when it comes to her dad because her and Quilla were alone for so long. So when thoughts of a father or something comes into her head, she sees Quilla first. He always flashes first. And then she remembers her actual father. Then afterwards, he's a secondary kind of. So it's the first time in a long time that he's been a first thought.
Some time passes. You're not sure how much or what. But again, occasionally you do hear like there's like kind of a just checking. And then like there is a plate of those blue cap mushrooms with a little bit of goat's cheese stuffing sort of slid into the room. And now I put a little bit of bread on the side. I didn't ask for it, but it's homemade bread. I put a little bit of it on the side for you. And occasionally, and the Thwistlebacks love to sell hospitality, but they're also aware that people come here to relax. So it's not that they're bothering, it's just that when they do bother, they bother a lot.
Yeah.
Some time passes, and again, you do feel the rejuvenating effects of the natural spring sort of just take effect in you, and that your body feels a little bit more limber. If you feel a little bit more alert, you feel a little bit closer to yourself. And it's only when you kind of hear Una kind of calling out that you kind of come to, and she's standing in the kind of the doorway to your little cave rock pool, and she's wearing kind of a plush pink robe with slippers, and like her hair is wrapped up in a plush pink towel. Like it, it's very thick, it's very heavy looking. She kind of just looks at you. I think I needed that.
Yes, nice.
Are you ready for bed?
Yeah, I'll give me a few minutes. I'll join you.
Okay. We're leaving at first light. We have enough supplies to make the journey. So whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'll join you in a few minutes.
She turns to go, and you see her kind of hesitate, and then she kind of walks away anyway.
I kind of sit there for another 2 minutes because I don't want to move. I'm taken out with this moment right now. That I do find the energy in myself to get out and like dry myself off. And I check the robes. Do they have pockets in them?
There are. Yours is a very, very garish faux snow leopard print robe.
Gorgeous.
And like you can see the mottling of spots, but it's pink again, but you have that sort of leopard print motif through your robe. They've very deep plush pockets in them.
I just put my 2 bits into the pockets and I pick up the plate of the mushrooms because I've been slowly nibbling at them because it's like that thing, when you're sick and this is the first time you eat rich food again and it's like you're really taking your time. It's like I know I probably won't throw up, but I feel like I could throw up if I rush this too much. So I've been slowly nibbling on those, and then I have my clothes in my other arm.
Okay. You're heading kind of up and out.
Up and out.
It is the thing is, as you make your way back into the lobby, Cece kind of approaches. Oh, I'll take that, and she kind of goes for the plate.
Oh, I'm not finished yet.
Oh, and she's still holding on to it. She goes, "Oh, yep, but we generally don't allow food in the rooms," and she's trying to wrestle the plate from you.
Oh, you don't?
First rule in hospitality, the guest is always right. You can take that up to your room.
Oh, thank you so much.
Just don't tell Sissy. Don't tell Sissy what? And Sissy kind of appears.
I hold the plate behind my back. Oh, and she was just offering to wash my clothes, and I said, no, not to worry.
Oh. Okay, I don't know. Okay. Well, good night, Una. Nope. Sorry, you just look so alike. Fia.
Good night. Thank you so much for taking care of us.
You're most welcome.
And as I'm walking, I'm like moving the plate slowly that it's like 180 degrees away from Sissy.
Stealth check. Or sleight of hand. Yes.
Sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in that one.
Yeah, it's that you go to turn and you bang the plate into like the banister, and like a load of the blue clad mushrooms kind of fall off of it. And she looks to Cece. Cece looks back at her. They both look at you. I forgot to get that plate off of you there, Fia. Oh, I'm such an idiot. And Cece kind of goes over and like starts to pick up the food.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. Just give me the plate.
Okay.
Just give me the plate.
I give her the plate and I like leg it up the stairs.
You do hear there is an argument breaking out between the sisters, and there's a reason why we have no food in the rooms policy. But it was just a one-off thing, and it was being extra nice and extra hospitable, breaking out as you scatter upstairs. The remnants of the mushrooms sort of like on the step.
Yeah.
You see again, it's quite an expansive, like it's the second floor of this building, and you do see a small little hallways leading off in all kind of directions. Here the roof it's very much the mountain again, but that damp from the hallways isn't here. It's quite a dry, warm heat emanating from this space. And you do see at the end of one of the corridors a crack of light, just sort of peering out from an open door.
I take my time and I walk slowly towards that door. I'm assuming that's where Una is.
Yeah, it is. As you head inside, you see that Una is already kind of in bed next to her, and it's quite a large room, and it's 2 double beds with dozens of pillows and throws and blankets on it. There's a heavy hard mahogany dresser with all sorts of little complementary lotions and potions and ointments and creams and serums, all sort of, again, all with the Bed Bath and Beholder
logo
on it.
Yeah.
And I
could just imagine it as like a BB and an eye.
Kinda, yeah, with the eyes of B as well. There's you see a couple of them have been used. You can see them you can see some of the stuff's gone out of them. Una's belongings, what she had come in, is in a pile in one corner of the room. Next to it, though, you do see 2 heavy leather packs, and there's some weapons and stuff laid out on the floor next to them. There's a set of daggers next to one, and then next to the other one there is only 1 dagger. And Una is lying in the bed, kind of the blankets pulled up to her, and she's under quite a few of these heavy blankets. As you clamber into your bed, you just hear a good night, Fia.
Good night.
And as you kind of climb in under the nest of blankets and pillows, the light in the room slowly kind of fades out. You hear a rustling sound coming from Una's bed. And as she kind of turns to face you, and you can just see her looking at you from where you're lying.
When my eyes kind of, say, lock on hers, they only lock for a second because it feels quite awkward to Fia, and she's trying to look anywhere else, and then I turn over onto my other side to go asleep. Just that feels awkward.
Again, it's a case of, even with the soak, even with the bath, you feel that tiredness just take hold, and almost losing yourself under the blankets and on the mattress, and everything is so soft and everything is so warm. That heat sort of quickly pulls you to sleep. It's the same space you found yourself in the day before, or that morning when you tried to fall asleep. That's suspended in darkness, and while you don't feel as pressed upon by it, you do see, coming from the darkness, just these 2 huge eyes staring down at you. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. So it was a 15 is my lowest?
You just... the eye... it's as if they're getting closer to you. And as you kind of... this building sense of dread and fear and the need to get away, the need to run, but where do you run when you're surrounded by darkness? You just hear a voice call out.
Yeah.
And you hear AJ. And then you feel a hand on you. And Una is sort of gently rocking you awake. Fia.
Oh, sorry. Are you trying to wake me up for a while, or?
You were talking in your sleep.
Really? Oh, sorry. I didn't think I did that. What was I saying?
You were mumbling. I couldn't quite make out exactly what you were saying, but I think you were just having a bad dream.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Did I wake you?
As your eyes kind of adjust and you see that she's fully dressed. She's in like she's wearing heavy brown and black leather armor, thick pants, and you see that she's pulled on a coat over herself, a kind of a thick coat with a kind of a fur trim. We have to get up anyway. It's almost time to go.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry. I get up and I start, I suppose, looking around for like clothes, like, or am I put back on the same?
Yeah, no, she's laid out a very similar outfit. It's just leather armor, pants, a heavy coat, thick boots, and there's a pack to one side.
Do you mind? I'll get dressed and join you if you don't mind giving me a few minutes.
We don't have a few minutes.
I mean, just I'll meet you downstairs if you just let me change.
She stands to one end of the room and she just turns her back.
I get changed while she has her back turned and just organize my two things that I have. I hide one of them away, but the pouch I tie onto my belt. I kind of want to keep that close.
Okay.
It really has become kind of like a little crutch in a way.
Okay.
And sorry, did that count as a long rest as well?
No.
No, it did not. Okay, fair.
No. You don't, like, it's a short rest. Like, it wasn't the full. I know you only need half the amount of time, but
I'd half the half.
Well, in terms of quality,
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's that thing when you kind of go to think about it, you're like, oh, I should be rested. I feel like I was in a deep trance, a deep sleep. I was in a deep space. It's only when you catch think about it. Actually, give me another wisdom saving throw.
Oh gosh, you're mad about these wisdom saving throws. It's double 13, so 15.
It's like that sense of deja vu that you had earlier when Una told you to keep quiet, to keep low, keep out of sight. When you think back to the dream or the nightmare that Una said you were having, you remember the darkness, but there is the weirdest, strangest sense of deja vu off of that as well. I've been there before, haven't I? And it's as you're kind of pulling everything on, and everything is, I mean, nothing is a perfect fit. It's on and you can wear it, but it feels a little baggier than you would. But you see that, like, when you kind of turn to Una that you've kind of dressed, you see that she has little leather strips and she helps tie off kind of where the pants are a little bit baggy. She pulls them in a little bit just so that nothing's catching.
Yeah.
We have to go.
Okay. Where are we going?
There's a safe house. Friends of mine will meet us there, and they're going to take us into Vijzaj.
We're leaving Galeshire?
You've been listening to Romance in the Dungeon with Louise, Asfia, and me, Declan, your Dungeon Master. There's something about playing D&D one-on-one that I think drastically changes the game. And doing so with Louise has made it so much more fun. There isn't a lot of stress when it comes to... Well, there's so much stress coming Fia's way. But that's a spoiler. I'll shut up. Big thank you to Stephen Tynan and Abby Soiree for our theme song, Fight for Each Other. Title card and artwork is by Dahi C Designs. All of their links are below in the episode description, so do please make sure you check them out. Follow us on social media at DA Dungeon. Pop over to our Discord, and wherever you're listening to this, if you're on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to the show, honestly, we would love if you could just take 2 seconds to give us a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, whatever it might be. Pass this on to a friend. Maybe you have a friend that wants to listen to a softcore D&D podcast about heroes falling in love and all the heartbreak that I throw at them. If you are not following us over on Twitch, we have regular streams every Monday and Thursday. So do make sure you check out all the different shows that's there, including our Saving Grace Season 2. So for any fans of Grace Stormfield, she's back, but she's not out of danger. That's it for us for another episode. We're back in 2 weeks' time. We'll see you then.
The word's gone from my head. I don't know where it's gone, but there's a word for that where you get like enclosed. It's not engraved, but the word is gone. It's gone.
Embossed.
No, it's not embossed either. Is it embossed?
I think
No, we're getting off the point. We're getting off the point. It doesn't matter.